65. That was the official retirement age when I was born. And over the years, it's quietly, gradually creeping higher. Today it's 67. And who knows what it'll be by the time you get there. Get a good job, work hard, save some money, and retire someday. That's been the standard advice for decades. And hey, if you're in your 20s or 30s and think this doesn't apply to you yet, this is exactly the moment when it matters the most. Because if Social Security is your entire retirement plan, you might want to reconsider. If you're following that old plan blindly, you may never get there. Morgan Housel puts it this way in The Psychology of Money. Doing well with money has little to do with how smart you are and a lot to do with how you behave. And the truth is, a lot of people are behaving like retirement will just work itself out. But it won't. Today, we're talking about why you'll never be able to retire, how to shift your priorities, and what to start doing now so you're not working forever. Let's start with the hard truth. Retirement isn't just slipping away for people with low income. It's slipping away for people who make decent money, even six figures in some cases. You see, what traditionally happened with retirement was that you worked for one company for years of your life, retired in your 60s, and had enough money coming in to supplement you for the rest of your life. And usually you could enjoy your life during your retirement years. But that version of retirement, it's becoming less common and in a lot of cases, completely out of reach. Let's talk about why so many people, even those earning good money, and maybe even you, are on the track to never retire. It's because they rely too heavily on Social Security. Most people treat Social Security like it's going to fully cover them in retirement. But here's the thing. Social Security was never meant to be your entire retirement plan. When it was created back in the 30s, it was designed as a safety net, mainly to support lower income seniors who had no other source of income. Back then, most people worked for the same company for decades, and those companies offered pensions. My dad was one of those people. He worked for Chrysler for 30 years, and when he retired in his early 60s, he had a full pension, Social Security, health coverage through Chrysler, and he might have even had Medicare on top of it. He had layers of support. Social Security and Medicare were not his only plan. They were just supplements to what his employer provided. But those pensions, gone. Most companies don't offer things like that anymore. Today, most of us are responsible for building our own retirement through 401ks, IRAs, or personal investing. And yes, some companies do offer to help set that up, but the bulk of saving for that is on us personally, not the company. So many people treat Social Security as if it'll be enough to get them through the retirement years, and it won't. And pretending otherwise is one of the biggest reasons people won't be able to retire. They wait too long to start. Time is your most powerful financial tool, but only if you use it. When people wait until their 40s or 50s to get serious about retirement, they miss out on decades of compound growth. That doesn't mean it's too late, but it does mean you'll have to save and invest a lot more aggressively to make up for lost time. And the hardest part, most people don't even realize how far behind they are until it's already extremely stressful. Savings rates are way too low. The personal savings rate in the US right now is hovering around 3 to 4%, and that's barely enough to cover emergencies, let alone build long-term wealth. And it's not just about how much people earn. It's about what they do with what they have. The truth is, most people spend first and save last, if there's anything left over at all. And then the next thing is spending without a plan, which kills your progress. So many people just want a better life, and that's totally understandable. When you're in your 20s, most young adults are living off ramen, mac and cheese, and SpaghettiOs. They're driving an ancient Honda they got from their parents, and they're either living on their own in a cramped one-bedroom apartment, or they're sharing a small place with a roommate. And eventually, they just want to upgrade. A little comfort, a little dignity, something that feels like progress. And as time passes, they gain more work experience. They start making more money, and now they can eat out a bit more. They move into a better apartment. They finally trade in that old Honda for something newer, and by the time they're in their mid-30s, they've got a life partner, someone to split the bills with. Maybe they're thinking about kids or already have them, and suddenly that upgraded apartment feels too small. Now it's time for a bigger place and a vehicle that can haul kids, groceries, strollers, and all the chaos that comes with it. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with any of that. This is a normal progression as you grow. Earn more and adapt to a new stage of life. But the problem comes in when every upgrade is just automatic and nothing is being set aside for your future. Because trust me, there's going to come a time in your life when you're no longer changing jobs for a better salary or benefits. You're changing jobs because your knees hurt, or because your industry shifted, or your body and soul are just asking for a break. And that kind of shift, it doesn't come with more money all the time. If your lifestyle keeps growing, but your savings and investments just stay flat, you're not building freedom or creating a retirement plan for yourself. You're just building a more expensive version of being stuck. And this is another one. Their walk talk and their talk don't match. This is something I heard a lot growing up. Don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. When it comes to retirement, a lot of people's walk talk and talk don't match. They say they want financial freedom. They say they're ready to retire someday. But their money, it's going towards everything except that goal. Or maybe they have multiple goals and they keep prioritizing the wrong ones. Like they want financial freedom, but they want to get healthier. They want to lose weight. So they go out and sign up for an expensive gym membership, buy new workout clothes, order home equipment, and grab the latest supplements. But they never set aside $1 for the other goal, the retirement. And what usually happens? Well, now they're stressing about money. They feel overwhelmed and they don't follow through on either goal. No judgment. We've all done it. But unless your plan is to open up a garage gym and turn it into a retirement business, you've got to start aligning your actions with your intentions. So here's the bottom line. Most people don't fail to retire because they're lazy or irresponsible. They fail because they're saying one thing, but everything they're doing is working against that goal. But listen, you don't have to follow that path. Now that you can see the gap between what you say and what you say and what you're actually putting your money towards, now you can start to close it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be intentional. It's not too late, so get started now. Let's get one thing clear. You're not doomed. You're not too far behind. You're not a lost cause just because you didn't start earlier or because you've made some financial mistakes. But here's what is true. If you keep following the old rules, if you keep putting this off, if you keep waiting for things to settle down before you take it seriously, then yeah, retirement will stay out of reach. But if you shift your mindset today, if you start thinking about retirement as something you design on purpose, not something that just magically happens, then everything changes. You don't need to overhaul your entire life. You just need to start asking better questions. Like, what does that retirement actually look like for me? What can I set in motion today, even if it's small? What's one habit and one decision, one change that I can make to move towards financial freedom? Because this isn't just about money, it's about momentum. And the sooner you start, the more options you'll create for yourself down the road. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Rose, I get it. I need to do something different if I want to retire. But I don't have thousands of dollars lying around to invest. Is it even worth it to start with what I have? Well, the truth is, you don't need thousands of dollars to start investing. Watch this video next.